Got it?
So Lolladrolene stands for Wren's Day. This is the symbol. It's on the front of our bottle. It's a straw man. Essentially, it's based on the wren. The wren is a songbird. However, that songbird has negative connotations in Irish folklore. Hundreds of years ago, we used to gather and hunt that bird. Happened on the 26th of December. We used to dress up in straw hats. We have straw conical hats behind us there. We have straw upper bodies, straw lower bodies. We on the colour of our clan, so we could be identified by our clan. It hid our identity. We went out into the streets, out into the fields. We brought along sticks and stones, pots and pans, made a whole lot of noise, scared all the wildlife, and we tried to hunt the small wren bird. Once we caught it, we impaled it on a stick, we brought it back to our local town or village. We sang a song to celebrate this fact, and we used to go around and gather money for ourselves then. So we knock on doors traditionally, celebrating this old tradition. We don't go out hunting that bird anymore. So I grew up in North Cork. My dad's a musician. I'm not. He used to drag me and my brother from door to door, knocking on doors. He'd play music, we'd just make noise. We were given sweets to be fast. If you were a good wren boy and you knocked on someone's door and played some music, they'd either give you a drink or give you money that you probably used to have a drink. So this is where that tradition comes from, and in Dingle it's a huge tradition where we have 4 different groups based on the 4 main historic streets in Dingle. So you have John Street, Stradone, you have Goat Street, you have the Green and Gold, and you have the Quay, or the Quay. They still meet up on the 26th of December, about 11 o'clock in the day. There's about 60 people in each group. The front 8 to 10 are wearing these straw outfits. They're very hard to make, these straw outfits. They actually meet up, each group have their own bar on each street. They meet up at the end of November and they make these straw outfits. They have a straw night where they cover the bar with straw, and the elders teach the younger people how to make these outfits. Without this propagation of knowledge, we wouldn't have these straw outfits anymore. Then on the 26th of December, they gather, they bring along their bowrons, their drums and 10 whistles. They start travelling around Dingle town, banging their drums, playing their music. They all have a white hobby horse in front of them as well. But after a while, they start going into bars and they start shaking their buckets and raising money for charity. They all raise money for different charities. After another few hours, it's raining horizontally this whole time. Generally, 26th of December, it's very wet. We kind of take a bit longer refuge in bars and we have a drink ourselves. So there's a tipping point in the middle of the day where alcohol gets consumed maybe a little bit too much, and a lot of people just stay behind in the bars. Some of them are asked to leave the groups because they're just making noise anymore. They're not making music. The numbers overall in the streets though are growing because we have a huge amount of people now that come into Dingle dressed up in their own outfits. A lot of Halloween outfits get dusted off for the Wren Day in Dingle, and people dress up and they join in. I say it's a huge day back here. It's the biggest day. If you ever get a chance, just come down to Dingle sometime in your lives for the Wren Day. I saw my first Wren Day last year. I'm only back here a year and a half. It is absolutely amazing.
Okay, so the sticks in the hand, or would you put birds in? He's got things.
No, he actually, so in his hand, so in his left hand, he's a wreath of barley. Barley is one of the main raw ingredients to make whiskey. So barley, water and yeast are the main raw ingredients to make that wash, and we distill that wash. And the right hand, he's just a thigh. It's basically a shaped knife to cut the barley. It's just the harvesting implements to harvest that barley. And it's actually generally oats that's usually made, used to make those outfits out of. There's a huge, actually one of the girls that actually worked here during the summer just sent me on pictures. She's actually making them as we speak. I can show you a few pictures of them in one of the bars in Dingle where they're actually making these outfits as we speak. But that Wren Day in Dingle is
Where's that bar?
I think that was McCarthy's bar actually, so I'm not sure, but you can see here she's stacks of them just made. So just like that. So that's just from like midday today. It's just they're making them inside there as we speak. So they all have different straw nights in different parts. Yeah. Sometimes the straw night goes well, sometimes it doesn't. So generally this time of the year there's an emergency recheck of your stock and see how much actually have we got made for the Wren Day, and they're making them last minute of McCarthy's as we speak. But that's why we chose it as our logo, because it's a huge part of the of the calendar here. It's the biggest day we have here locally. Ireland, the main export is people. We've gone from the country, we all have lost friends, we only get to see them every few years, so that 26th of December is a huge day for friends and family. It's not a day about drinking, it's about celebrating tradition, and that's why we have it as our logo, because it's a huge tradition in Dingle, and it's the biggest day we have back here, guys. But that has been the tour, lads. Hopefully you all enjoyed everything.